Hi everyone, welcome to Gem Talk. Today episode is a little bit special because I have invited Sheryl, our co-founder, to be here with me. I thought that it would be nice for us to come together and then talk about how we started Gem Femme, the journey that we've been through the past few months, and also what is our vision for and our plan for Gem Femme for the upcoming years. Okay, so I'll hand over to Sheryl and she'll introduce herself.
Yeah, thanks. Hi everyone, I'm Sheryl. So I'm the co-founder for Gem Femme. I spend most of my time in retail, working on merchandising and planning for fashion brands. Okay, so over time and now that I realize that it is in fact time to build something on my own, very meaningful, and also I feel that this is a right time, and the right journey for me.
Okay, so I have prepared like a few questions that I wanted to ask Sheryl. Let me start with the very first one. Do you remember like how we meet each other? We knew each other for like I think over a decade, more than that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we met each other through work. That was a pilot project. Okay, so it's like for a year long. So that is when I get to know her. Yeah, it's similar format as to what we have at this present moment.
Oh yeah, it was a startup. Yeah, and that time it was with one of the biggest telco in Singapore. I don't want to mention names. And then they are trying to start up a new department, a shopping platform.
A shopping
very
platform.
similar to the Z brand. Okay. Do you want to mention
Yes.
him as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So we were then part of like the pioneer team to be there to start up, to bring in brands into these platforms, to recruit new brands, and also do our new in-house brand. So that's how we met each other.
Yeah.
And then we just kept in contact from then on.
Yes.
Why you sound so 委屈? Okay. So what was your first impression of me? I will share mine later.
I think she's a very nice girl.
Really?
Not really. Okay, I mean she's very pleasant. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. So that's all I can talk about her.
Oh my god, only very pleasant. That sounds so fake.
No. But I think she does have the sense of what's coming up. So when it comes to the design part, I really have to give it to her.
Okay, so it's more about personality, ma. First impression.
Yeah, but the thing is about colleagues, right? Yeah, so your working colleagues, whether are they okay or not. So it was kind of really also assess, their performance, no? So yeah. So that's because it's working peers, so it's very different.
Okay, so my first impression of Sheryl is I think she's very straightforward, which is something I appreciate because then we will know like what each other are thinking. And then yeah, she's also very nice.
Sure, of course, why not?
Is that what you want me to say?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Next question.
Okay, so when I share with you about like my plan of starting a jewelry brand, and the concept, the brand direction behind it, and also working with charity at the start of the business, how do you feel?
So I feel that so we talk about the design first. Okay, so for design, it's something that is very statement. You don't usually get them in the Singapore landscape, in the retail landscape. So this is what I really appreciate. Okay, and then when it comes to the pricing, right? It's also quite accessible to all ladies. To be frank, you don't really find this kind of pieces, this kind of price here. And usually when you have to find something that is really nice and different, you have to go overseas most of the time, right? So it's good. I thought that this is actually a very good opportunity to do that. Lastly, the part where you work with charities is something that I also really appreciate because I thought that the moment that we start to work on the business, to creating all this collection, it's also we also have to give back to society. So this is something that
but I decided to do it at the very start of the business.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, why not? Because when we started, we can also give back already in a way that we can,
because like there is a lot of different thoughts about this. Some people feel like, maybe people would think that you're using it as a marketing gimmick, and or if not, then are you too early to do that? So I hear thoughts about, feedback about this, because of course I did share about like the business idea and all that to a lot of people out there to get some assurance. So these are some of the feedback. But for you, you think that it's okay to actually?
Yeah, I don't think it's a marketing gimmick, to be honest, because it's not like we are going to call out like, oh, we're going to do so
usually
many.
we don't. Usually we don't even
it's
tell
really
people
behind the
about
scene.
it.
Yeah, no. So it's just a thought that counts. Seriously.
Okay. So when we first talk about Gem Femme, what makes you feel that it's worth building together with me? Like, because you have to invest as well, right? You have to take out money from your pocket to invest in this business. So what makes you feel that actually is worth investing and worth spending your effort and time in this business?
Okay, apart, from the product, products aside, for example, because it being very, very different, the part about having ladies working together is something that I also feel very strongly with, because empowering like us, it's really not easy, because in this environment where it's more male dominant, for a group of ladies to come together and to create something out of nothing, it's quite an achievement, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. And being able to like support other women out there, I think is also very beautiful.
Yes.
And how often, people get to do that? Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, so I think, Okay, so next question. I see I got so many questions for you. Okay, challenges. That comes to challenges. Okay, what was the hardest moments when we start Gem Femme? What was the hardest moment for you? Is there like a time where you feel like, did I, like you feel like regret going on to this journey, or it's actually very difficult in terms of the time management for you, because at the start of Gem Femme, you were actually also having your own like corporate job.
Well, okay, to be honest, it is tough, really, right? Because you have to build a company from scratch. It's really no joke, okay? But I guess there's really a lot of support, coming from a group of ladies, that help us to along the way to make who we are at this present moment. So is there any regret? Really, no. I think I've been enjoying the process a lot.
But it's not easy. You have to, she, even when she was still in her corporate job, now she's taking a career break. Career break, is that the right word to use? Because you are still in the business. Not really, right? So okay, so when she was still in corporate okay, she will still have to manage like pop-ups over the weekend. So it's very tough. She doesn't have any off day.
No, I don't.
So do you feel very tired at that moment?
Yeah, of course. But I guess it's also very fun. Okay, it's a really fun process, because I never thought of I will go and sell jewelry personally there. Even
doing
though
sales, right?
Yeah, okay. I have always been in fashion retail. Okay, so you have to face customers at some point in time, no? But to really talk about your brand, talk about your pieces, and showcasing the collection out to the real customer is a totally different thing. But it comes with a lot of achievement. I do feel very rewarding as well. Like I would say more satisfaction in that cause. So it's tiring, honestly. Okay, but I think the rewarding satisfaction feel is definitely more than others.
Okay, because I do see like at first, when we first started and she have to go and sell, right? Sell the jewelry. I do see like a lot of improvement compared from like when we started, and now we are like into like how many months into our business? Well, we are turning 1. So into 10 months. Yeah. We are 10 months into the business. No, in fact, 11 months already, because now we are in March. Yeah. So I do see a lot of difference when we started last year in April, and now she can really like sell, a very good saleswoman now.
Of course.
Yeah, man. Okay. What keep us going?
Okay, maybe you answer that first.
What keep us going? I think it's the goal that we have set for ourselves, because to me, I think the both of us having the same goal that we want to reach is very important, so that we are working towards the same thing. So I think it's the goal, and we are actually quite on track, I would say. Right. She set her target, and we will always try our best to hit the sales target as close as possible. And then we really, when we do something, we plan out something, we really go according to the plan. I would say like 95% of the time. Okay. And yeah, and very soon we were going to have our first physical store very soon, and that is like part of our dream, and we are already achieving it. I know like the process has not been easy for these past 10 months, but the goal and the dream that we both set for ourselves and for the company was what keep us going. I mean, for me lah. How about you?
Yeah, it's the same.
So you don't have the answer, right?
No, but basically it's the same, you know, because we have the same shared goals, So yeah, it's the same.
Okay. So do you ever doubt yourself?
No.
You're so confident.
Yes.
I did, because every month I will need assurance from her. Whenever we go through our P&L, then I will need assurance and asking her, are we on the right track? Are we doing well?
So we are doing well.
Okay. Okay, so the vision. What do you hope women feel when they wear Gem Femme?
So maybe I answer this and later back to you, okay? So I want them to feel special and feel unique. Because wearing our pieces, first of all, it's very easy to identify, You know what I mean? Because on the street, you can straight away tell that this design comes from us. You don't find it elsewhere. So I think okay, so that's a lot. Okay, so so one of it is that they have to feel unique, and be proud of who they are. At the same time, feel good about yourself. I think that's the most important.
Yeah, feeling confident.
Yes.
So for me, I hope that the women feel love, because to me, I have always shared in our live stream, or even in my own videos and all that I think self-love is the most important. Okay, so you only can take care of others when you know how to love yourself. So this is something that I hope that women will feel love when they wear our jewelry. They will feel confident as well, because sometimes putting something nice on yourself, when you feel confident, the whole aura, the way you talk and everything is very different. So I hope women feel love and confident after wearing our products, our design lah. Okay, so where do you see Gem Femme in 5 years' time?
In 5 years?
Yes.
Hopefully, in 5 years' time, we will look back at this video, okay? I hope that, we can achieve more than what I have mentioned over here, okay? But that should be, okay, we should have more spaces in Singapore, okay? And hopefully, okay, 1 or 2 in the neighboring countries.
Okay, so meaning that, yeah. For me also. Okay, so both of us has just did our goal planning earlier this week. So yes, so our plan is to have a few physical stores in Singapore, not too much, but a few stores that in our ideal location, and then expanding to the other SEA country, or even Australia as well. SEAO, okay, countries will be what we are looking at for the next 5 years. And for me, apart from just business, I hope that we will be able to build a community. Okay, a community of women to be there to support one another. Apart from just business aside, I hope to be there to also support the emotional side or other aspect as well, and also working with charities like Daughters of Tomorrow, which we are actually in contact with, speaking to them for our next collaboration in April. Okay, so this is something that I see that it will grow even bigger in the next 5 years. Okay, fun segment. Okay, one word to describe Gem Femme.
One word to describe Gem Femme, unique.
Okay. One word to describe yourself.
Resilience.
And then one advice to women who wants to start something.
Brave.
No.
Be brave. Huh? What?
One advice, not a word.
Oh.
Yes.
One advice, don't think too much.
just do it, right?
Just do it and be
Yeah.
brave. Yeah.
Okay, this one I want to add on as well because I think there is a time for everyone. To me, is that you don't have to think too much. Just do whatever that comes into your mind. And if you really feel like, oh, you have the gut feel and has the feel and dream that you want to do something, just try it. Because to me, I always feel that life is very short.
Enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy the process, enjoy what you're doing, and don't think so much like what Sheryl has mentioned.
Because I used to think so much,
Yeah, that's why we only started this when we are 40.
Yes.
Okay, so we are a little bit late. Okay, we are never late lah. Yeah, we are never late. We are just in the right time. Okay. Okay, so Gem Femme started off as a simple idea, but today it is becoming like a community of women, which I truthfully like, I believe Sheryl as well, really thank and we are grateful to all the ladies out there who supported us, being like, we are a very new brand, trusting our quality and trusting our design and willing to spend the money to actually support us at the very start. We are really, really grateful for that. How about you, Sheryl? Any words for our dear Gem girls?
Thank you so much. Really, because being a new brand, it's always hard to have acceptance, right, in the retail world out here.
Yeah, there's so many other very beautiful brands as well.
So thanks for trusting us.
All right, I think we have come to the end of our podcast. And thank you so much, Sheryl, for being here with me. And then till the next podcast. Bye.
Bye.